Welcome to Vaziani Military Base. We'll be performing a cold start, which means starting from an unpowered aircraft, and then taxiing to the runway and taking off. First, turn on electrical power by pressing right Shift L. With the electrical power on, you can see that the HUD comes to life, along with many instruments and cockpit lights. Make sure the throttle is at idle, and then press right Shift Home to start both engines. As the engines start, you'll see the engine-related dials on the right side of the instrument panel come to life. Each engine startup is finished when it reaches its idle RPM of about 65%, as visible on the tachometer highlighted. Each engine will take about 40 seconds to start. You can continue with the startup checklist while the engines are spooling up. Press the spacebar to proceed. Look at the highlighted lights on the bottom left of the instrument panel. The green lights reading nose, left, and right are indicating that your landing gear is down. After you take off, you need to retract your landing gear to fly efficiently. These lights will go out when the gear is retracted. Before you take off, you'll want to lower your flaps. Flaps are movable surfaces on your wing that lower the minimum speed you can fly at, making takeoff and landing easier, but they reduce your performance, so you want to use them only for takeoff and landing. The left of the landing gear lights is a blade black area. This is where the flap indicator light is. The word flap will illuminate here in yellow while the flaps are moving between positions, and in green when the flaps are down. Toggle the flaps position to down by pressing F now. The red light on the top right of the instrument panel indicates that the canopy is currently unlocked. You want to make sure that light is off before you take off. Close the canopy by pressing left Ctrl C now. When starting from a cold start, you will need to set your navigation mode to follow waypoints. Do this by pressing 1 once now. To steer the Eagle, we'll use nose gear steering. Steer using your rudder controls, which are Z to turn left and X to turn right. You'll make wide turns, so start your turns early. Once your engines have finished starting, press the spacebar to continue. To get rolling, slowly increase the throttles by moving your throttle controller forward or pressing Numpad plus until you have forward movement, but do not exceed 75% RPM. Pull your throttle controller back or press Numpad minus to decrease your throttle if necessary. Start turning right immediately and follow the Humvee to the runway. If you get going too fast, press W to engage your wheel brakes.
Enfield 1-1. Vaziani, clear to taxi to runway 13. 2, rolling.
Taxi to the end of the ramp and then make a wide left turn onto the taxiway to the runway. Press W to use your brakes if you get going too fast. Try to match the speed of the Humvee. When you get to the runway, line up down the center line and come to a halt on the 13 runway heading marker. Hold the wheel brakes W and slowly advance your engines to 80% RPM. Once your engines are at 80%, release the brakes and push the throttles to mill, not afterburner.
Enfield 1-1. Vaziani, you are cleared for takeoff and ready. Climb 300 at QFE 28.29.
As you roll down the runway, keep a line down the middle with very small rudder inputs. When you hit 120 knots, move the stick to 1/2 aft stick. Once the nose comes up, stabilize at 10 degrees pitch attitude using the pitch ladder on the HUD as a reference. Check that your vertical velocity indicator shows a positive rate of climb and raise the landing gear by pressing G. Then, retract the flaps by pressing F.
Rolling.
Congratulations, you have just started and taken off in an Eagle. You can perform takeoffs either at nil or max afterburner throttle, depending on the runway length and how much of a hurry you're in. This concludes this lesson. You can end the lesson now by pressing escape.
Maximum speed. Maximum speed. Maximum speed. Maximum speed. Maximum speed.
Overgy. Overgy.